Hazard played under Conte for a season, yeah?
Yeah.
He knew they could win the league, so he kept doing what he was told. The following season, he thought, nah, I ain't doing that again. You asked me to do too much. So he fucked off the season and pissed around and Conte got sacked.
Based on what? How do you know that?
Because I watched him do it.
You can't use the weather as an excuse. Do you
I
really
never
think
used it as an excuse. I said it did have an effect on the game.
Okay,
It should never be brought up.
But even an effect though, you can't, in my opinion, Liverpool have played in the snow since how long? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't snow very often. What are you on about?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter how often it snows.
All I'm
it
saying
snows.
Hi guys, get comfortable, sit down, snuggle up, because I'm Leonie and it is time for another episode of Hope Meets Banter. Yay, I'm back. I missed you guys. Hello.
Yeah, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Can I ask you, I'm away for 1 week, and what the hell happens in football? Everything goes crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff has happened.
This
A
has been
lot
a
has
crazy week.
happened. It is
One
crazy.
of the craziest weeks.
I'm actually calling it #midweek fuckery.
Wow.
It definitely was.
That's one way of putting it straight.
Let's start with the first fuckery. I guess no kids are watching today, I hope. Right, so okay, we have to talk about this. Manchester City had a huge shock loss, 2-1 loss to Newcastle.
Rough as an inside agent.
I mean, Manchester City actually dropped more points this season than they did in the entirety of the 2017-2018 title-winning campaign. Holy moly. In my opinion, I think they just scored too early. I saw them, they scored too early, and then they were actually perplexed and I think stunned by how well they did in the first few seconds. But anyway, your opinion, guys, has Pep put too much on his team to chase down Liverpool? Because I know you must be smirking so happy now.
You know what? I feel like Pep and Jose have quite a bit in common with regards to like when they're at a club for long. I think where Jose like annoys the players and then it affects things. I think Pep puts too much pressure on them and then they start to not be able to take it. And I think he even puts too much pressure on himself. That's why he took that sabbatical when he left Barcelona. I'm hoping it continues that way. Because it did, I agree with you. I think they scored early and they were like, oh, well, we scored already. Okay. And we kind of won the game. Let's just see it out. And then they just got worse and worse as the game went on. But I'm hoping it is a mentality thing. I'm hoping that Pep is just putting so much pressure on them. Because we've all seen the documentary. He is a sergeant, like a general. He drills his players.
The guy, he said that he has no friends.
Did he? I didn't know he said he had.
Yeah, he has no friends.
He is like to every detail, and it will take its toll, even on the world-class talents like Silva, De Bruyne, Aguero. There's only so many times you can be perfect, and Pep is like, perfect, every game, I need perfection. So I'm hoping these are little cracks that are showing. Maybe he's asking just too much of them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we were talking about earlier, right, a little bit of how players are human as well. What do you think, Matt?
Listen, I think Pep is, as you said, he's a perfectionist, so he asks so much from his players.
Nobody's perfect, by the way.
No, I know, but this is Pep Guardiola.
Apart from me, of course.
This is Pep Guardiola. Obviously, apart from Leonie, obviously. But like, Pep demands so much. I think at some point it's going to have its toll. And I think to repeat what they done like last season, you were asking for a lot, in my opinion. I think the players also, the pressure got to them. Because Pep come out, I think a couple of days before and was like, we need to treat every game like it's a final. To come out and say that, then to lose that game, how much pressure do you want to put on your own players? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Now, Liverpool, obviously, we're looking at that thinking, you know what I'm saying? Like, Pep can say what he wants. We'll just focus on ourselves. We'll obviously get to that at some point later. But as for Man City, I think the problem, it sounds crazy, it was Pep. I think he just put too much pressure on his own players.
What about, I'm playing devil's advocate here, what about Newcastle, which is just amazing?
Sorry, how can I forget?
Well, right? I mean, we're talking
Rafa Benitez,
I was gonna wait till everyone said anything. Rafa, I will love you forever. There needs to be a Benitez statue built outside Anfield, not just for that, just for the fact that he's still got red in his blood. He won us the Champions League. I just love that guy.
Bro,
I'll put him in the list of people I need to meet.
Bro,
on my bucket.
But what I will say though is that I think he is, without a doubt, I think I would say he's the most underrated manager in the world. 100% Rafa Benitez.
I've been saying it.
No, because
so
I
long,
think
bro.
that people don't really... Because remember, this is a guy who won 2 league titles with Valencia.
Yeah.
Took them to a Champions League semi-final. Has won a Champions League. Won a Europa with Chelsea. And it's pretty much... He is dealing with an owner who literally brought out wads of cash. Like a guy from the road. Like Ashley. So he's dealing with a psychopath.
No, he is.
So
he is.
you've seen how he's been able to still be functioning well in different circumstances. Because again, how many top managers would be able to still eke out any kind of results with in Newcastle?
Bro,
So-
it's true. What Rafa done at Newcastle to get that result was amazing. Like, let's be real. The odds was such in City's favour. No one thought that
Yeah.
they had a chance. But Rafa Benitez, he's that guy, bro. Like, he'll work with bricks and he'll turn them into flipping angels, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
And,
yeah.
you know, soldiers, whatever, angels, soldiers, whatever they call them. He'll do whatever it takes to get that result, and that's what he did. Listen, Rafa Benitez is a hero, bro.
100%.
In my opinion, he's a hero. So
No, I mean, no, but just quickly on Man City, I just think that, you see, this is where we've got to just say, is Pep really a fraud? And
Oh,
wait,
no.
wait,
No,
easy,
no, no, no.
easy, let me land.
He's not a fraud. He's
Let me
not a
land,
fraud.
let me land.
Okay, you go, you go.
So basically, my thing about it is that Barcelona, Messi won you all those titles. Yes, you did a few things, but really, you had the best club football player of all time. Bayern Munich, before you arrived, Heinkes won the treble before you arrived at Bayern Munich. Did they ever take Bayern to a Champions League final? No. You were brought in to win the Champions League. You never did that. The Bundesliga titles do not count. I will give you what you did last season, which was flipping amazing.
Yeah.
But to show that you're really about that life, defend the title.
Bro, I hear that. I don't think it's a fraud, and I'll tell you why. To do what he done last season, no one's ever seen that before. Total domination of the Premier League, and you could argue.
Was he unbeaten?
Let me finish.
Arsenal were unbeaten.
Let me
Invincible, so it's
Let
like...
me finish though. Oh, so a lot of people say the Premier League is a lot harder, like how it is now compared to
hard.
when the Invincibles
Way
were
hard.
Arsenal.
Way
Don't get me
hard.
wrong. Arsenal. I hate to say it, they will get props all day. Being unbeatable is a massive thing.
stats, yeah.
But to do what City done last season was ridiculous. But as we're talking, he's not a fraud, but as we say, he's a perfectionist. He expects everything to be perfect. It's not going to happen.
No, but okay, but look, how much has this guy spent? I feel that you're copying him, please. He is still an amazing coach. He's one of the best coaches out there. But for somebody who has spent this much, where you can literally pick any player that you want, you have literally zero excuse to not be performing at a high level. This is the same dude in a documentary who said, I killed football, I destroyed football. Okay then, if you're so arrogant and so full of yourself, show me how good you really are. Because let me tell you right now, if he does not win a Champions League with Man City, you can't put Pep and Mourinho in the same sentence, man. Sorry, you can't do it.
You can't.
What?
No, you can't. Mourinho won 2 Champions Leagues with 2 different teams. Has Pep done that?
Okay. Well, that's as much as we have on Pep today, right? Enough of the pep talk. Anyway,
Clever, that was clever.
I like that.
okay.
I'll
The one joke the German can make. Anyway, so I mean, Grifty, right? Liverpool, right? You must be smug about that. What Manchester did there. But I do want to quickly turn our eye to the 1-1 Leicester City game, because I mean,
Flopped.
hold on. I mean, okay, Jurgen Klopp blamed the snow. But I mean, okay, fair enough. I do think there was a couple of things that influenced this game. However, Leicester City is a midfield Premier League team. Liverpool clearly on top now. So do you think they're having the jitters because they are chasing their first league title since 1990? So it's all or nothing now. So do you think they're getting a bit of nervous now as well, being at the top, leading? It's difficult as well, no?
I don't think being at the top made us nervous because we've been at the top for a while. And there's been other hurdles we overcame, like the Crystal Palace game, for example. So I don't think it's nerves. But I do think maybe it was the first sign that our squad is struggling. Because we had no right back. We had a centre back who's literally just become like fit and wasn't playing all season. And a lot of people are going to target that area of our field, of our pitch now. The left side of our team at the back is still okay. We've got Van Dijk and we've got Robertson. But the whole right side is totally changed and keeps changing and is forever changing. Fabinho's played centre back. Matip's played there. Lovren's played there. Now we've got to play Milner at right back. It was Henderson yesterday. People are underestimating how big an effect that is having on us. Yeah. And they want to throw shots and they want to throw shade and they want to hate and they want to do all these, Liverpool are this, Liverpool are that. No team can handle the whole right side of their defence being ripped out. No team can handle that. We watched a lot of other teams in the league struggle. Top teams or small teams, if their best defender
Arsenal,
gets.
Spurs at one point.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Certain players. Yeah.
So like that has a massive part to do with it.
With you guys drawing.
And on top of that, you do have to realise other people will always try and throw banter at everything. We'll do it to other people. That's how it goes. The weather played a massive role in it. It sounds like we're just being babies. I watched that
Do
game.
you know what, bro? Listen, I'm a Liverpool fan as well.
No, I watched that match, and it was so hard for the players to judge how much power the
don't do that, man.
To play the ball around. The snow affected that game massively. You can.
I agree.
Haters will talk about it. Yeah, I watched that game, and I know that a possession-based game and having players in the team who were very good at dribbling, and that's part of their game, like Salah, like Keita, like Mane. You can't dribble in snow. How are you meant to affect the game if you can't? Every time they were running with the ball was getting trapped under their feet.
Let me say this, I agree with everything that you said up until the snow. This is where we disagree. Hear this now. You're acting like Leicester didn't play in the snow as well. It's two teams that play in the snow, so that's one.
I get it, but they play with the ball in the air.
Hear me
they don't play with the ball
on the
ground.
ground. But in the last against us, they weren't playing just long balls. They were actually playing on the ground. They were actually playing good football. Secondly,
were they?
You cannot use. Secondly, you cannot use the weather as an excuse if you're chasing the title.
Not an excuse.
Let me finish.
It factored.
I don't care if there's a freaking tornado, a volcano, bro. When you're going for the title, both teams have to feel the effect. So it's not like Liverpool are playing in snow and Leicester are playing in the dry. Both teams are going for the same thing.
I appreciate
and if you're going for the title, you can't use the weather as an excuse.
I never used it as an excuse. I said it did have an effect on the game.
Okay,
it should never be brought up.
But even an effect, though, you can't. In my opinion, Liverpool have played in the snow since how long? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't snow very often. What are you on about?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter how often it snows.
All I'm saying
snows.
Is,
we live in the UK.
All I'm saying is, if we were playing against Arsenal or Man City, I would agree with you that both teams are playing in the snow. But all Leicester did was park the bus and counter-attack. You can hit long balls in the snow. They didn't have possession. They weren't passing the ball around. So I don't know what you're talking about, bro, because at one point it was 88-12 possession.
Yeah.
How can you pass the ball around with 12 possession?
Hold. Please
all they were doing was counter-attack.
Please correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. Were Leicester playing the ball on the ground or were they just hitting long balls all the time?
It wasn't the... Listen,
Leicester City. They were hitting the long ball.
Wait.
Okay. You're thinking about the set.
Leicester City.
No.
Leicester plays ball in the ground,
You have to be. No.
I don't know what
you have to be real.
I don't know what game.
You have to be real now.
Okay.
First off, so even the fact that you're actually mentioning the snow is an excuse.
Of course
it is an excuse. It should never even be mentioned.
I mentioned this now because Jurgen Klopp.
There's a difference between a reason and an excuse.
No. You shouldn't even mention it. By mentioning it, you're already copying it in play.
100%.
You're already copying and play.
Listen,
and that is a loser's mentality. If you're really about this life and winning, you should be pissed off.
Thank you.
We'll be messed up.
If you're about that life, how are you going to use snow as an excuse to not win?
I said it was an excuse. I said if you
mentioning the snow, yes, you're still putting it as a de facto. Facto excuse is the same thing. Okay, but let me just finish my point. Okay, so basically, my thing about this is that Leicester City that I have been watching, the same Leicester that beats Man City, don't play long ball.
Thank you.
Claude Powell.
No, they did yesterday. I'm not talking about for the whole season.
Yesterday they played the ball on the ground.
It was a long
So you didn't see Damari Gray running at Henderson, no? You didn't see him running at Henderson, no?
That's long ball.
But he didn't really do anything. He didn't beat.
But did he run at him, or was he flinging balls in the air?
All right, I think let's
counter-attack doesn't mean there isn't.
I think we're done with the snow now. Okay, fair enough. Remind me, very much to myself, never ever mention the weather ever again. Okay, well, we're talking about losers. Let's talk about some other losers. Unfortunately for Tottenham Spurs fans out there, they got knocked out of the Carling Cup and the FA Cup. So my question to you guys: do you still see them making the top 4, or will they enter even the transfer market? What's your thoughts on that?
Quick one point, because I actually saw this on Twitter. So
if it's about snow, no.
No, snow. And also, I hate snow. Actually, case in point, quickly divert. The first time I ever saw snow was in 1994, and I was so scared and terrified. I was afraid to actually go outside. So I've never seen snow for
But yeah, the snow isn't supposed to be a problem, and someone like Alisson, who's never seen snow in his life, wasn't affected by it yesterday.
Go on, is Alisson an alien, or is he a human being?
Losers mentality.
Twitter.
Never seen snow. Man's never been on holiday, no?
Okay, so basically, on Twitter, I saw that basically they bought Lucas Moura, I think, a year ago. Since then, Lucas Moura is the last purchase that Tottenham have made.
Yeah.
Because Levy has locked his door, he's locked his bank, and said that nobody should even come near my bank accounts or else you'll be shot in the head. So they are not spending any money this window. And what Pochettino is doing with this squad is amazing because they are overachieving because I don't have any squad. Any team that has to rely on Llorente, I feel sorry for you, do the brick. So my thing is that if they make top 4, it will be a miracle. It will be a miracle. They have no business making top 4, but the thing about it is that the guys around them, I can't vouch for. Because United now, maybe they were seeing critics there. Arsenal, very inconsistent. We'll get to Chelsea.
We get to Chelsea.
We'll get to Chelsea. But I think, personally for me, will they make top 4? Probably. Pochettino needs to leave Tottenham. And I think Pochettino coming out and saying top 4 is a trophy, that is the most loserish, moronic statement I've ever heard in my life. You should never come out and say coming top 4 is like winning a trophy. That's
shocking, isn't it?
Yeah, I would sack you on the flipping spot. So I just think for Pochettino, Levy just doesn't want to spend. Levy is obsessed about making money, keeping the net spend good. So for Pochettino, the best thing to do, go to Real Madrid.
Yeah, I can't lie. For Levy, this is a business. This isn't about the fans because you've been knocked out of 2 cups. Surely your chairman's got to look at the manager and think, do you know what? You might need some help. The manager said to him, clearly, I need players. He's basically saying, nope, as you've just said, I ain't giving you nothing. So what's Poch supposed to do? As you said, he's overachieving with the squad that he has right now. He can't do anything more. Do I think they're going to spend? No, they're not, because Levy is flipping tight, bruv. And I feel sorry for Pochettino. I think he should leave because I think he's done as much as he can with his Spurs team. And I think everyone kind of knows that. And I think if he gets the offer from United, which I'm expecting, or Real Madrid, I generally think he should go because I feel like he's done all he can at Spurs. He's all. You can't fight with the big boys with one hand tied behind your back. Everyone else has got money to spend and you haven't. Like, you can't keep developing players over and over again. Like, it does get to a point where like we need to buy players at a certain level. And I think he's done that. And I think there's certain players that might leave as well. Like your Christian Eriksen's, who looks like he could be potentially leaving. So
I think you're all being a bit disrespectful still. I don't like Tottenham. So I'm not like trying to jump on their bandwagon or anything. But I respect Gangster. And I'm watching what they're doing. And again, Tottenham fans, I'm not being disrespectful, but Tottenham, even though they do have a history, they go in a category with me for a club with clubs like Everton, Newcastle, who are big clubs, but they're not like that historic elite level club, like a Liverpool, like an Arsenal, like a Man United. They've joined in with this conversation and they have no right to be involved in this conversation. And I think a real Tottenham fan will understand that is why they won't be able to do what we do. It's frustrating because once you're involved in a conversation, you want to stay in the conversation. But they have never been involved in the conversation. And since Levy's got there, with Redknapp and now Poch, they have been involved. Their model can't change just because everyone tells them it should change. So I do get why they're acting the way they are. They're not a club who can just go and spend 50, 100 million on a player. It's frustrating.
What if they have the money?
But they don't because of the stadium, and you do have to factor that in. Arsenal, we watched Arsenal struggle with it. It is difficult to build. It took them a year longer than they thought it would. It has factored in. Now, what you need to remember is, I saw something today, and it was a tweet I saw from a guy, a journalist, but it's based on official UEFA things. If Tottenham doubled the wages of every player on their book,
I know you're gonna say
and then bought 6 transfers and gave them all 100 grand a week, they still would have a smaller wage bill than Man City. Now, if you just deep that for 1 second, how is this team supposed to be as big as Man City or better than them? When did you hear what I just said? That is crazy.
What? Listen, I kind of get what you're saying.
They are doing an amazing job.
But you're acting
like
Levy ain't got money, bro. No, the money's there. Don't get twisted.
The money's there.
Levy,
it's not about the city. The money's
I won't even go into
not when you're self-sufficient.
Politics.
It's not.
I'm not going to go into politics. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Yeah,
don't
I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go there. I want to go there, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to go there. But Daniel Levy has money. This and even if you factor in the stadium, which I kind of understand, even before the stadium, bro, there was money there to be made. It's like when they sold Gareth Bale, they didn't really, like the outlay was kind of like we're still going to try and save money. They had that kind of mentality that we used to kind of have, where the owners will just be like, you know what, we're making a lot of money from our club, but let's just keep a bit more. You know
To
what I'm
a
saying?
degree.
I'm good.
But
But,
like
it's
I
the
said-
fans that are missing out.
No,
so the money
no.
is there.
But they are involved in the conversation. They shouldn't be, and you have to
But
respect the
they
fact.
should be. No. See, that's the mistake that you're making. Because you can look at it two ways. Oh my gosh, we shouldn't be involved in this conversation. And it's actually amazing what we're doing. That's one way of looking at it. You can look at it the other way and say, wait a minute, we're involved in this conversation. 2 or 3 players, we can win this thing. Why can't we have ambition? Why do we have to settle for like, my gosh, we shouldn't be here? No,
they
we
have
should be
ambition,
here.
but they have realistic ambition. They know that they can't just go and pay 200 million for 3-star players.
Drifty.
They don't have that type of
Drifty,
resource.
if you have a striker who has consistently been amongst the top goal scorers within the entire league, that is a team that is a few players away from winning the flipping league.
But
Everton,
it doesn't
Newcastle,
just
people
happen
can-
like
So
that.
Everton, you compare to Everton Newcastle. I get the kind of whole, like the fan base, like in terms of like how big the club is, but you got to look at what's actually on the pitch. What Potter's done has been amazing. Daniel Levy is not stupid. He's just a businessman. He has money, but he's tight, and that's why I feel like I feel sorry for Spurs fans. The money's there, bro.
Levy
It's that
is
he
the
don't
issue.
want to spend.
Levy
and
is-
as you
I
said,
don't
there are
think
a
the
few
money's
players
there.
away, bro. It's like
I don't
I'm
think
being-
the money is there the way you lot think.
No,
It-
brother,
it's
I'm being
there.
hypothetical here. But let's say, for example, when Mane was available, let's say that they got Mane and say, I don't know, I'm trying to think. And someone else.
Football's
Brilliant.
football-
They almost had Willian.
Football is different
They-
now, though. That was even a few years. It's crazy.
No,
now.
but
Now
bro-
you got to pay 50 million for a youth team player.
bro,
Like, it's stupid.
No,
now,
I
bro.
get that, but shrewd. You can be shrewd. We've been shrewd. Yes, we paid high fees, but a lot of our
We went backwards to go forwards, bro.
bro, how much did we pay for Salah?
No, but
No. How much did we pay for Salah? Answer the question.
those things are quite one-offs, though.
How much-
How often do you pay 38 million and he becomes the best player in the world? That doesn't really happen.
How much did we pay for Mane?
I told you that was 3-4 years ago.
How
It's
much
a
you
bit
pay- how much you pay for
different
Firmino?
now.
Okay.
It's different.
Scouts, no,
now.
trust me not. With a good scout, you can be
Thank you.
shrewd
You
and
can
find
find
for good
players,
money.
bro.
You
How do you
can-
no, wait, how do you not spend any money
Anything.
whatsoever? They've not
I'm not
bought a
justif-
single player for a single
I'm
year.
not justifying that. I'm just saying that they are in a conversation they shouldn't be, and I respect the fact that they're not changing and jeopardizing the club just because people are telling them they should.
So do you define the
saying
league
that
as spending
disrespect
I
any
think
money?
Spurs.
we're leaving it at that.
Spurs,
Okay, I think we can talk about money all day long, right? This is, but you mentioned Chelsea, right? And we just definitely quickly need to squeeze them in. It's really important. They got hammered 4-0 against Bournemouth. Another upset that, when I'm not here, apparently these things happen. What's going on? Is Sarri losing control?
Do we have time for
can we just
How much time we got? How much time we got? We got no time.
Well, no, fine.
Can we just imagine what happens in this
Let
locker
him go
room?
last because he's got a lot to say.
What happens in the locker room? What is Sarri telling them that?
Oh, no.
What happened? I mean, go quickly.
Right, let me just say this. How much time we got? We got no time, yeah?
Yeah.
Because
We ain't got enough.
Alright, we ain't got a lot. Let me just say frank like this. Chelsea are in serious trouble. I think we were talking off air about Eden Hazard, his behaviour, how he was saying how he frustrated literally every manager he's ever played with. That's not something you
Allegedly.
No, he said that.
No, he said
It's
it.
facts,
He
bro.
said it
It's
out of
facts.
his
I'll
own
say that. I'll be
mouth.
real with you.
Okay,
He said
okay,
it, come
okay.
out of his own mouth. That's not something you want to hear. Sarri is very headstrong. It's kind of similar to Mourinho. It's like his way, or like the Sarri ball and everything. Everyone got gas. They started well. But Sarri keeps coming out and saying things like, I struggle to motivate my players. The fact that he's questioning himself, like, in front of the media, what kind of message is that sending to the players? Like, he keeps coming out saying, I can't motivate my players. It's like, it seems like it's turning into a bit of a war now, where the manager is kind of at war with the players, which is kind of weird because you were brought in to do a job, you started off well, and now things are going off the rails, and now you're questioning your team's motivation. That's a bit worrying for me, because you should always be in control. And if you're asking me, it's turning a little bit into the kind of whole Chelsea power struggle, the players' power struggle with the managers over the years. We all know Chelsea have a history. The players seems like they have more power than the manager. If they want something, they go to Abramovich. Abramovich goes and gets the job done. Now, I'm not saying necessarily Sarri's going to get fired, but I can see rumblings of Conte, Jose Mourinho, all the managers that before him, when they've gone, it's been the players, and that's all I'm going to say.
All right, I'll let you go last. In my opinion, and I have inside information here because I have a family friend whose brother is an agent and has worked with Chelsea, so I can't give you this as 100% fact, but obviously this is a lot more informed information than other people. Within the hierarchy of Chelsea, the manager's at the bottom. That's scandalous, in my opinion. You've got Abramovich, then you've got the board, then you've got the players, then you've got the manager. For me, the manager should be on the same level with the board because he's supposed to be in control. What he does is supposed to be, the club's supposed to be an outlay of him. You look at the club and it's supposed to be a representation of who the manager is. So everybody who goes into Chelsea as manager knows they pretty much have to just do what they're told. If you're the manager, that's exact opposite of what it's supposed to be as you as the manager. Now, every time the players dislike what a manager does, they just go to the board or hold private meetings that the manager doesn't even know about, and they're like, yeah, let's get this fucker out. In my opinion, Chelsea is rotting from the inside. And until Roman changes the fact that he gives the players all the power and acts like the manager's almost just like there for like no reason, you don't even get to buy the players when you're the Chelsea manager. You get who you're given. Like, I almost don't even know what the point of being Chelsea manager is.
Yeah,
guess what you're given.
You get what you're given at Chelsea.
I just wanted to say,
You can
well
make-
done for
What
holding
he's
your
saying,
tongue.
he
could-
And
no,
he
what he's saying, that's a platform.
Let Richie finish, please.
Yeah.
So you can make suggestions, and he may humour you. All right, Sarri just got here. I'm not going to piss him off when I just paid how much money I had to pay to get him out of Napoli. All right, you want Jorginho, I'll give you Jorginho. Name me one Chelsea manager that hasn't moaned about transfer policies. You can't. Every one of them, all world-class managers, Mourinho, Ancelotti, Conte, all world-class managers all complain about the transfer policy. They are given who they're given. Mourinho categorically came out and said, I don't want Shevchenko. Fuck, I don't care who you want. You get who you're given. This is the model Roman works under. So straight away, you know you're undermined as the manager. It's not even who you want, it's who you're given. You can't have a player group meeting talking about you that you don't even know is happening, and you're the manager. Chelsea are rotten from the inside.
Hope.
Okay.
Well
First,
done.
thank
Well
you.
done.
First of all, everybody here is overreacting because you're using one game.
No. This is
Wait.
months
Let me land.
Months and months.
You're using one game and then making this leap. Oh my gosh, this is a power struggle. There's only been one instance where the players got a manager sacked, and that was Mourinho. Antonio Conte, because he knew he was going to get his severance package, and because he moaned and he whined like a baby because he didn't get the players that he wanted, he pretty much said, you know what, I don't care. I watched this guy on the sidelines when Chelsea went a goal down, 2 down, 3 down, and just like, yeah, well, that's it.
Because he knows they don't care.
So that's it. No. What Conte did was scandalous because he didn't get the players he wanted, because you were not supported, you didn't really try to tweak your tactics, tweak your formation to get the results. So Conte purposefully tanked the season. Where Sarri is concerned, you've not won any trophies, bro. What are you doing coming in here to now start saying the players are not motivated? You've won no. So if you do that and you now go to the dressing room, we're like, wait a minute, who's this dude? Yeah, you played all that fancy football in Napoli. You didn't win anything. You're not an elite manager, and you're saying that we're not motivated. How do you know we're not motivated? Now, if an Ancelotti or a Capello did that, or a Ferguson did that with all their trophies, you take it a different. You're like, look, man, dude's won trophies. Dude's done it. Dude's a winner. Maybe I need to do something. If Zidane walks into a Real Madrid, he knows that this is a different kind of team and I need a different kind of management. You can't now come and attack the players because you lost the game. Maybe, surely the players may have not played well, but maybe it's a case of where your tactics aren't right. Jorginho is useless. That's a tactical thing. He's a useless DM. David Luiz is a crap defender. That's a tactical thing. When you look at the Bournemouth game, it wasn't a case of like, oh my gosh, the players have given up. They're not trying because of Sarri. No, Luiz made 2 poor defensive mistakes. Higuain is overweight. Dude is overweight. He's got a flipping beard, so he's not working well. So
does he sound like a Chelsea player?
No, do you know
Is
what?
it just me? He sounds like it's easier to blame one man than to blame the group.
Listen,
so you're
what-
just going to keep blaming the manager. But
No.
I'm gonna let you land.
I'm not
gonna let you land. Let me just quickly say this one thing. I get what you're saying about how Sarri hasn't got the credentials, so the players are looking at him like he ain't won nothing. But you can't.
But listen. So you're calling me out. You've done nothing to end me out. Who the hell are you to call me as I say?
I'm the manager. I don't care. You listen to me, bro.
This is 2019. This is 2019.
I'll let him go.
You can't. Okay.
I'll let him land.
In 2019, football has changed. Football has evolved. If you go to Real Madrid, that's why Benitez got sacked, because there are certain clubs and certain players where you need to have a different kind of approach. Not everything is ABC. Not everything is 1, 2, 3. When you go to Chelsea, Hazard is the star man. Do this top four in the world. You have to build a team around it, and you've got to be able to understand it, because if you get the best out of him, it will help you.
I'm not building my team around a guy who only turns up for 15 games a season. I'm sorry. I don't care how good he is. I don't care how good he is.
Wait, what do you mean by turn up?
His consistency. But when does Hazard ever have a full consistency?
So basing Hazard based on those goals and assists?
No, I'm talking about, where was he yesterday? He doesn't need to score assists. Where was he yesterday?
He was the only attacker trying to do anything.
Worrying about Sarri. Do you know what? I reckon Sarri
kept Hazard doesn't turn up. So wait. So you're saying that Hazard doesn't turn up because he doesn't get a goal or an assist?
No, I'm saying
the reason
Hazard
why they lost was
doesn't...
because of Hazard. Okay, how are you blaming Hazard? Let me just give this up.
I apologise.
You say that, and then we need to move on.
Hazard played under Conte for a season.
Yeah.
He knew they could win the league, so he kept doing what he was told. The following season, he thought, "Nah, I ain't doing that again. You asked me to do too much." So he fucked off the season and pissed around, and Conte got sacked.
Based on what? How do you know that?
Because I watched him do it.
So you said that Hazard specifically downed tools to translate to get away.
Can I translate into ghetto what Hazard said just to end this? Hazard said, "I've pissed off every manager I played for because I don't listen. I am me. And I will piss off every manager I play for in the future. Deal with it."
Yeah, that was poetic license. I think you said something along those lines of frustration.
No.
Okay, let's go. You know what, man? I'm going to address this question.
Thank you. I mean, wait, basically,
I'm sorry, but that had to be said.
You're good. Right, just quickly want to have one look into the future, because there's so many interesting games coming, but one in particular, because Neymar is out. We know that he broke something in his foot again, a bone in his foot again. It happened to him before, we know that. But still, now the question is, Manchester United, they're going to play Paris Saint-Germain in the last 16. Do you think they're now the favourites? Matt, what do?
Yeah.
What do you
Let's have this conversation. But listen, I'm going to say this, yeah. On a serious note, I think Man United actually might now be the favourite.
Put a bet now.
We all know, I think we said it like a few times, Neymar's one of the best players in the world. There's no doubt about that. But without him, obviously you still get Mbappe, you got your Cavani's, but Neymar is the talisman. And I think it's been reported now, I think since, obviously, I think off air, I think it said like, is it 10 weeks, I think?
The whole 2 months.
Yes, I think he's out for both games. That's massive.
Yeah.
To miss Neymar.
It's
and what's so mad is, would you have said PSG were one of the favourites if Neymar was fit? Would you have said not even in the top 4?
No.
Top 5?
No. They proved too many seasons.
No. They're not earned the right to be called favourites.
Okay, fair enough. But for me personally, I would say if you gave me like your top 4 or 5 teams, I'd at least put PSG 5th, because I think maybe as a team...
In a fantasy world, I would.
But no, you know what
in reality.
As a team, they're still not there, but as individuals, they've just got individual quality, so you can't rule them out. But I think we have to look at this with caution. If you're a Man United fan, you're happy. And I think
you're hype.
One of the best players in the world being out for that long, surely you got to go in as favourites now.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm a Man United fan, I'm happy.
Do you think
it's a wrap? No, it's a wrap.
No?
100%.
Okay.
Man United are through. It's a wrap. PSG might as well not even turn up.
Okay.
And a lot of the main reason why people are missing the trick here, it's not just Neymar. That was the final nail in the coffin. They've fallen up with Rabiot, and he's already been discarded. And Verratti is going to miss both games as well.
Yeah.
You take the best midfielder, arguably, in the world out, and top 3 player in the world out. It's done. Yeah. It's over. It's over. PSG are out.
Wait, so are you guys disrespecting Mbappe?
Mbappe can't do it by himself.
Listen, let me say this.
He can't take the whole Man United team on by himself.
Man United are still the favourites, but Mbappe is so serious that it's not like PSG can't win the title. I'm just saying, Man United for me are the favourites.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait, please, because Verratti I thought was just for one leg. if it's Verratti and Neymar, that match shouldn't go ahead. Like, just forfeit.
Are you sure Verratti is that for both or just
The
one?
last thing I heard, Verratti will definitely miss the first leg, and he's doubtful for the second.
Alright, let me say this then. If Verratti misses both games,
It's a
I would
wrap.
agree with you,
It's a
man.
wrap.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
But if he misses one game, PSG still have a very good chance. Because Verratti is arguably, as you say,
No.
for me,
Verratti is the best midfield in the world. Skill-wise, is the best midfield in the world.
I'm going
He
to
is.
put 20.
That's one in the world.
Best midfield in the world.
Okay, so Drifty has his money on menu. We just have
Are we forgetting when
to...
Isco baptised him? Sorry, Leonie. Sorry. It's been a madness today. It's been a madness. It's been a madness.
I told you,
It's been a
it's
madness.
midweek fucking.
It's the snow, it's the midweek.
It is. It's the weather, innit?
Right. But just nothing left else to watch it and see if Drifty wins some money. Okay, that's it for today. Don't forget to follow us on all the social media channels, and we shall see you next week. Bye.
Respect to that.